What happens when a 19-year-old feels that life has come to a standstill?
I just didn't know what to do. Like it just kept getting worse.
What happens when your confidence is completely shattered?
About 2 months, I didn't speak to anyone.
What happens when you don't let failures define you? Let's find out in today's stable story.
I come from Bokaro. It's a small town in Jharkhand. Where I think growing up, I was a very shy kid. When I used to play cricket, is when I realized I was a completely different person because that gave me a lot of confidence when I used to play cricket. And I used to forget everything else. Growing up, then I realized around 7, 8 that okay, now I need to start getting serious, right? Because I need to do something. Initially, I wanted to become a cricketer, then pilot, then maybe astronaut. Then I realized, okay, these are things which sound cool, but you have to come back because you need to do something with your life, right? So there was this exam called Regional Mathematics Olympiad, which was held across India by HBCSC, and I worked really, really hard because I had heard कि 11, 12 के बच्चे देते हैं, and then I was in class 9th at that point of time. So I was like, I'll give it a try, and I worked for like 7, 8 months in isolation without anyone knowing that I'm preparing, and I gave that exam. On the result day, the news directly came out on the newspaper that a boy from class 9th had gotten selected from Jharkhand region. I was 22nd in that zonal region. So that was very validating for me because it was first time when I got some validation from everyone around me. I think in class 10th is when I was having a clear mind shift. I wanted to prepare for JEE. While I was preparing, I consistently used to get into top 2000 and my projected rank was around 2 to 3000. And on the exam day, something happened the night before that exam where I couldn't sleep. I just couldn't sleep, and it was because of anxiety that what will happen in such a big day. A lot of thoughts going. What if I don't get in? First paper went really well. Second paper, I just couldn't focus altogether after half the exam, but I still gave my best. Result came out. I got a rank which could get me to an IIT, but I thought, yeah, with the level of preparation that I did, I'd rather give it a drop year. My father was not in favor of that. He said, "Ki you're getting bits, go there, and then give it a try next year if you want to drop." And then I said, "Cool, I have that passion. I'll just try it again." I went to bits. The life there that I saw was completely different from the Bokaro life that I had. It was something like everyone is super smart, everyone is doing a bunch of things that I never thought I could do. In my first semester, I got some 5.8 CGPA, which is like really bad. And I was like at my lowest point in life. And then I realized, yeah, cool, it can't get worse from here. Is when COVID happened in my second year. My grandfather passed away, whom I was really close to. If you like go back, I used to like always play with him, always share everything that I wanted to, and he passed away. And it was around 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got that call, and I was like numb for a while. For like about 2 months, I didn't speak to anyone. I just didn't know what to do. Like it just kept getting worse. Is when then my mom also was going through COVID, and she was in the ICU. So at that point of time, I realized I'm not doing good in my studies. I'm actually losing a lot of people that I really love. And I was back in my hometown, and at that point, I realized I need to have a mental shift there because if this continues, it's not looking great. Went on Instagram, I figured there are a bunch of businesses that are being done by different people around the globe. So I started with drop shipping. I didn't know anything about it. And that for 2 months I tried and it didn't work out. I started my own Instagram page, not knowing anything, just grinding and grinding day in and day out. And I grew that page to 11K followers. One of the reels, like it's a small thing, but one of the reels went to 7 million views, and which was a very big achievement for me because I felt validated. I realized it has a lot of potential because I found a gap. I saw that a lot of business owners in USA uh, are running successful businesses, but they need people who can fill in the gaps and provide services for them, and they're willing to pay a lot of amount for that, right? The margins are super high. So I DM 200 people straight. Everyone who's in Instagram creator in USA, I just pinged them. I got responses from few, and then I landed Caleb Nunn. He was a creator in US. He is a good creator. He's a big creator actually, who talks about real estate investing. I said, I got on a call with him and I said, Caleb, I'm willing to do everything that you want for free for the first month. I'll be doing posts for you. I'll be DMing, doing cold outreach for you. I'll be creating funnels for you, all free. Just give me one shot. If this works out, we can do $200 in the next month. 5 to 6 months time, I learned a lot of things. I learned high ticket sales, and it was at this point when I'm going back to my college, I realized, cool. I think if I can build it from ground up, from that point of time in my life, is when I realized, cool. I think I can do something. At least extending to that. Anyone who's struggling with mental health issues, or maybe not something's not clicking at that point of time, or maybe you feel you're not lucky enough. I'm not sure like what is the right solution for it, but I'm pretty sure instead of pushing the paddle harder, just take a step back, think what you truly want, maybe write down things that you feel are important for you, and end of the day, that is all that matters. In the army, what they do is they take a lot of artilleries, a lot of things uphill and downhill, and it's very heavy. It's like 15 to 20 kgs. We realized, can we make it simpler for them to do that? We saw laborers working really hard but struggling really to pull. So we figured, can we make a basically exosuit? Exosuit is a thing that you attach to your arms or legs that uses linear actuators that essentially reduces your effort to lift something up. We went to Chowdi Bazaar, as I mentioned. I went back and forth from Pilani. We got all the parts because it was not available in Pilani. So we got linear actuators, saved around 30-40K, bought those actuators, set it up in the bit slab with no one knowing about it. Some few of my wingies and another guy who was from Delhi itself figured, chalo, let's give 2-3 months to see if it is working or not. We tried it in one of the internal workshops only, like in bits. And people were really excited to see that. We went all the way to CISF camp in Noida. It was near JSS Step Noida. And again, as luck has it, there was JSS Step Noida, which was an accelerator for young startups. And there was CISF base camp. Our TG was there, and then, like, where we can basically raise funds were also very nearby. So we went to CISF people, we showed everyone like what we are trying to solve for, and they were really excited for it. They vouched for us to the ministry as well, and they vouched for us in JSS Step Noida also. So MapMy India got interested, and they were like, we want to invest in your startup. And we were elated. For like a third year student, it's like, this is like super exciting. But then is when we realize there are a lot of roadblocks, because when you're working with army, when you're working with real people, there's a lot of testing that needs to be done, and that needs a lot of capital. And the crash test dummies that we wanted to get for like basically testing out a bunch of things would cost a lot of money that we don't currently have. So few of our co-founders left, and then it was at this time I had to take a call, do I shut down or continue? Is when I had to take the hard call, cool, I'll park it for now. I'll open it later on. In 4th year, I think I was sitting in my dorm room. I remember that scene very vividly. My father was asking, "Yaar, job ka kya scene hai? Matlab, what do you want to do next?" And I was very clear, Papa, I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm also not sure which company I want to go for or what role. But I have a feeling that in 3 to 4 months of time, I'll figure out something. 10 to 15 minutes after that, I was just scrolling through LinkedIn because I was very scared. What do I do next? Is when I saw a post by Saurabh, and he's had written something along the lines of hiring people, building a founding team who are 20% dissatisfied. And there's something about Saurabh that like kind of clicked. I went through his profile. I just shot an email, and very authentic email, and said, Saurabh, I'm not sure what role will be good for me. You're building a company. I would love to contribute in any shape and form I could. So he scheduled an interview. I got in. I was in the final semester, so I can't. So the only contingency was that I have to work from Bangalore. So now there was a problem, right? Because I was in Pilani in my last year, and it's a 14-hour journey. So I was like, okay, I'll take a call. I completed all my assignments in like a week. Just flew to Bangalore, and started doing anything and everything that was given to me. I started doing scraping FD rates. I figured out how to run ads, maybe create creatives, and those initial few months were like just the hunger I wanted to get in. We were a 15-member team back then in March. This was March last year. Um, this experience of those 2-3 months in internship kind of gave me a very core belief here. This is something that I'm really enjoying. I want to continue here and I want to solve problems like this. But the most rewarding thing building this was seeing with no product, then to product with 5 customers, then a product to let's say 100,000 customers, and then to 1 million customers few days back. That for me as a 24-year-old is very rewarding because you don't get to see such things when you're working in other companies. But I think those experiences taught me a lot in terms of just trying out things, and eventually things start falling into place as long as first principle thinking happens.